Hey, Cub fans! Thanks for joining us here on Cubs 24/7, where Randy talks Cubs with delight and unwavering optimism. We're going to talk Jameson Taillon today. Jameson Lee Taillon. How important is Jamo going to be to our success in 2024? I think he's a big piece. I think it's a question mark what we're going to get from Jamo this upcoming season. But I don't know that we can have a successful, a playoff run, be in the hunt, in late summer, if Jameson Taillon doesn't have a good year. I think it depends on him. So with that in mind, I want to spend some time talking about Jameson and kind of get us all a feel. He's had I'm going to call it a roller coaster of a career. There are times when I was doing my research for this shot, I felt sorry for him. It's like, well, it's kind of depressing. It's been, like really extreme fluctuations. So I wanted to share that with you. As Cub fans, I like to think we're different. I like to think that a Cub fan isn't a superficial fan. I think we go deep. And one of the things about being a Cub fan is really understanding who the players are, looking at them, not necessarily knowing them personally, but knowing their struggles, where they've been. I think a good fan is knowledgeable about just not who they're watching, but where that player's been. And that's why I think doing these player profiles, I think, are important. I think a Cub fan is a better Cub fan when you watch somebody and you know where they've been, what their struggles are. And I think when you do that, a lot of things you see will make more sense. So I'm doing profiles. I want us to know. So let's do Jameson Lee Taillon, 32 years old, born on November 18th of 1991. A big guy, 6'5", 230. And Jameson was something of a phenom. And I don't use that term very often, but I will here with Jamo. He went to school at the Woodlands High School in the Woodlands, Texas. Went 22-6 career. As a senior, he went 8-1, and he once threw a 19 strikeout no-hitter. Did that on March 23rd of 2010 against Conroe High School. 19 Ks in a no-no. So that's pretty nasty. So I'd call that phenom-like. After high school, he got drafted, of course. He had talked about going to Rice for a little bit. In fact, I think he actually signed a commitment letter to go to Rice, but it never happened because the Pirates drafted him in the 2010 draft, number 2 overall. Fangraphs had called him prior to that draft as the best prospect since Josh Beckett. Baseball America compared him to Steven Strasburg at the time. So that's phenom material. So Pirates took him in the 2010 draft, number 2 overall, and signed him to a $6.5 million signing bonus, which at the time was the second highest in history. So Jameson Taillon was big, 2010. In 2011, he made his pro debut. He started with the West Virginia Power. On April of 2011, he made his pro debut. During that season, he went 2-3, had a 3.98 ERA in 23 starts. Okay, pretty decent start. Young guy, 19 years old. First taste of it. In 2012, he played in the Futures game. So they'd already seen, he's already being looked upon as a future star. He began the season with the Bradenton Marauders. Then, about halfway through, he was promoted to the Altoona Curve on August 12th. His first week with the Altoona Curve, he was named the Eastern League Player of the Week. During the 2012 season, Jamo went 9-8 with a 3.55 ERA, had 26 starts. So, first 2 seasons looked pretty good. 20 years old, getting a taste for it. In 2013, prior to the season starting, Jameson was ranked 15th overall prospect MLB. He played in the 2013 World Baseball Classic for Team Canada. Jamo's mom and dad are Canadian. Jameson has a dual citizenship with Canada. He was the youngest member of that Team Canada team in 2013 as a 21-year-old. So he began the season in 2013 with Altoona again, and soon later he was promoted to AAA Indianapolis in August. That year combined, he went 5-10 with a 3.73 ERA in 26 games. So his first 3 years in professional baseball, 19, 20, 21 years old, he's had some moderate success. You would have to say that's, it's not outstanding numbers. Highly rated, highly regarded, played in the Futures game, getting a lot of really good experience as the youngest member of Team Canada in the 2013 World Baseball Classic. That's a pretty good foundation. Then he fell on some hard times. He had Tommy John surgery in 2014 and missed the entire season. Then in 2015, more stroke of bad luck. He had to have hernia surgery, and he missed the entire season of 2015. Jamo. 2016 comes around after 2 years off, and he starts the season with the Indianapolis Indians. The Pirates called him up on June 8th after he had gone 4-2 with a 2.04 ERA and 61 strikeouts in 61 innings with the Indians. The call-up was spot duty. Pirates had a doubleheader and they just needed a guy to come in and fill in for a game, so they called Jamo up to do a spot start. So he debuted on that same day of June 8th, the day they called him up. He did his debut against the Mets, and coincidentally, the Mets were throwing Noah Syndergaard, who is a fellow 2010 first rounder. Jamo did good. He went 6 innings, gave up 3 runs, gave up 6 hits, 2 walks, had 3 Ks, got a no decision. And then after the game, he was optioned back to Indy, but he wasn't there long. About 6 days later, he gets another call. Garrett Cole for the Pirates had gone down with an injury. So after that good spot start outing, they called him back. So less than a week later, he was back with the Pirates on June 14th. Got a second start on that call-up. Mets again. Had a good outing. Went 8 scoreless. Had a no-no into the 7th. It was broken up by Curtis Granderson in the 7th inning. Got his first win. So his first taste in the show was pretty good. The spot start went really well. His second start went really well. I mean, more than really well. Had a no-no into the 7th. But he finished the season with the Pirates. He had 18 starts, went 5-4 with a 3.38 ERA. Jamo's right, 21 years old. Good success. It's looking really good. 2017 rolls around. He starts the season, breaks camp in the rotation. In May, he's placed on the DL after he had to have surgery for testicular cancer. So there's the first sort of big hit for Jamo in 2017. Well, he returned, came back on June 12th, went 8-7 with a 4.44 ERA in 25 starts that season. So the setback, significant in 2017. In 2018, he had a full season. Had first full season in the show for Jameson was in 2018. Had 32 starts, did well. 3.2 ERA, went 14-10 through 191 innings and through 2 complete games. Big season in 2018 for Jameson. I mean, that's the season right there that you're like, okay, that's where we're headed, right? A guy highly, thought of and, throwing names around, Josh Beckett and just you think that's what's going to happen. In 2018, it did. It happened. Young guy, 32 starts, 3.2 ERA, 14-10, 191 innings, 2 complete games. I mean, that's fantastic. Then 2019 rolled around and problems arose. He had a forearm injury, and he was shut down on August 2nd after going 2-3 with a 4.10 ERA and only 7 starts. So he was hurt most of the way. After he was shut down on August 2nd, on August 14th, he had surgery to repair the flexor tendon. At the same time, they had the ulnar collateral ligament revision surgery. So he's injured all of 2019 for the most part, has surgery at the end of 2019, two different types of surgery, and misses the entire 2020 season. You know, that's just a setback. So beginning of 2021, Pirates trade him to the Yankees for 4 prospects. And he was healthy again, pitching for the Yankees. So in 2021, he was the American League pitcher of the month in July. Had a 1.16 ERA, went 8-6 in 29 starts. Finished the season with a 4.3 ERA, 140 Ks, 144 in the third innings. So he rebounded nicely. Then in 2022, with the Yankees, he went 14-5 with a 3.91 ERA, 32 starts, 177 innings, and good season. Now he's a free agent. So after the 2022 season, that's when the Cubs signed him to a 4-year deal, December 19th of 2022. So there's Jameson, you know. He actually got hit by a line drive too. Let's throw that in. You know, he had a lot. Had the cancer situation, had the Tommy John surgery, got hit in the head, had the UCL revision. You know, kind of a tough road. You know, these guys. You know, it's sometimes it's hard. You know, and we don't see that. We watch them on game day, and we don't know what they've been through. That's why I think it's really something. For me, it's important when I watch a guy to know what he's been through, you know, to see him and you know, you root for a guy who's had to overcome things. So here we are, it's 2022, December, we signed Jamo to a 4-year deal. Coming off a good year, really a couple of good years, so it makes sense. And so here's Jameson with the Cubs in 2023. It was almost like a tale of two halves, right? Jameson started off and it was bad. He was really struggling. I'm not sure why. Was it mechanics? I don't know. But there were some times, and I remember early in the season when, you know, Jameson was pitching and it was a struggle. He looked lost, and we're like, wow, we just signed this guy to a big contract, 4 years, and he just does not look good. So Cubs in 2023, Jameson went 8-10, had an ERA of 4.84, 30 games, 154 in the third inning. Gave up 156 pitches, or hits, 156 hits, 41 base on balls, struck out 140. Whip, not too bad at 1.276. His hits per 9 is 9.1, 1.6 home runs per 9, 2.4 walks per 9, and an 8.2 strikeout per 9. So those are pretty good. In 2023, Jameson's WAR was a negative WAR, negative 0.1 WAR, but his career WAR is 11.5. So Jameson did not have a good season with the Cubs in 2023. His career numbers would suggest otherwise. I mean, we know what he did in 2021, 2022, and that's sort of what we expected, but it just didn't really work out. And even in his advanced numbers, they weren't great. Let me walk you through those. The opponent's batting average against Jamo was 258, league average 249. So the hitters hit a little better than league average on Jameson. His on base percentage against was lower than league average. League average 320. Jamo was at 308. He gave up more slug than the average, 442 slug, where league average is 416. And OPS a little higher than league average too, at 750 compared to 735. His home run percentage higher than league average, 4.1%. League average 3.2. Strikeout average a little lower than league average at 21.4. Base on balls, he walked less than league average, so that was pretty good. Let's do batted balls. Did people hit the ball hard on Jameson? Well, about average. Exit velocity average, about league average. Hard hit percentage, about league average. Gives up about league average line drives. Um, Gives up a little less ground balls and a little higher fly ball rate. So hitters got the ball up on him a little more than league average. So guys, it wasn't a great 2023, even though these numbers are inflated because of where they were. You look at where Jameson was late May. It was ugly. There was a time when he had an ERA in the eights. So the second half was much better. If we go in and we get the second half of 2023 and it starts off with that, I think we're going to be fine with Jameson. But it's really important for the Cubs rotation to have a productive Jameson. We need 32 starts. We need a 3.2 ERA. 1.1 WHIP. We need him to eat some innings. 200 innings would be great out of Jameson, and he's more than capable of doing it. So, being optimistic, we're like, okay, Jameson's capable if he's healthy, and that's what we could get. But at the same time, we just don't know. It's a question mark. So, going into the season, it's sort of like, watching Jameson, like, come on, Jamo, we need him. He's more than capable. Got talent. You don't do what he did early on and without talent. We know the talent. That's the good news is there's talent. There's no substitute for that. Jameson is as talented as any pitcher on our staff. So with that going for us, hopefully things go well. And we've got 3 years of contract left with Jameson. It'd be nice if he stepped up and even competed with Justin for the ace role. I mean, be nice, be helpful. So we're hoping that happens. So, guys, that's Jameson Taillon, and big cog in our wheel. So we're going to be rooting for Jameson as we move forward. Thanks for joining us here on Cubs 24/7, where Randy talks Cubs. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll be back again very soon. Go Cubs, go.